CBS is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. Tomorrow's news today.
And let's get to monitoring the situation.
To the Middle East, where Iran has released video of its forces seizing 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. put out similar footage earlier this week, building a pattern of tit-for-tat actions that one Iranian leader called an eye for an eye, a tanker for a tanker. So let's bring in Charlie Daggett. Charlie, some are concerned that we may be getting further away from an end to this conflict.
Yeah, good morning, Matt. No matter how you look at it, this is an escalation from both sides of the conflict. The ceasefire is still holding in that they're not shooting at each other, but they're finding other ways of projecting their power and control of the seas in and around that strait.
A highly produced video released by Iran's Revolutionary Guards, complete with soundtrack and drone footage, purportedly shows commandos seizing 2 container ships in the Strait of Hormuz, fast attack boats closing in on the MSC Francesca and the Epaminondas, an assault force scaling ladders before sweeping through the vessels. The crews are said to be safe, but Iran's message is clear. Commercial ships attempting to pass through the strait are legitimate targets. Iran claiming retaliation for the U.S. capture of 2 vessels this week, with a member of its parliament taunting an eye for an eye, a tanker for a tanker. In a further show of defiance, state TV aired video of what it said were 2 of Iran's advanced ballistic missiles in a pro-government rally, showing Iranians shouting "Death to America," while U.S. Central Command put out its own message, listing the warships, military aircraft, and drones making up the U.S. Navy's own blockade south of the strait. At last tally, it said more than 30 vessels, the majority oil tankers, have been turned around.
So far from being as degraded as the Trump administration says, multiple U.S. sources tell CBS News.
I mean, that's the point, right? The entire point of this is so that Americans recognize that Trump is lying about the degradation that the Iranian military has withstood. And it worked.
Roughly 60% of the naval arm of the Revolutionary Guard is still intact, as well as roughly half of Iran's ballistic missile arsenal. Matt?
Charlie, I want to keep you here for a second. Earlier this month, Secretary Hegseth fired the Army Chief of Staff, and last night we learned that the Secretary of the Navy has also been fired. Obviously, these are unusual moves in the middle of a war. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Matt, with immediate effect is how the Pentagon put it in a statement announcing a dismissal of the Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan. This is in the middle of a war and the kind of naval blockade not seen in decades. Earlier this month, the head of the Army, that's General Randy George, he was asked to step down. Now, Phelan had no prior military experience, but George was a 40-year combat veteran. As for the impact of this conflict, Secretary of the Navy really doesn't have a lot to do with combat operations. That's largely down to the head of Central Command. That's Brad Cooper, who happens to be a Navy admiral. General George is a greater loss as the head of the Army, but at the moment, this is a conflict being waged by air and sea. Matt?
Charlie Daggett in Israel, thank you.
President Trump is making new threats after talks with Iran fell apart. The president says he's ordered the U.S. Navy to fire on any boat placing mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, Iran says it's attacking cargo ships and now claims it's collecting tolls in the strait. Let's bring in White House correspondent Karen Travers for more. Karen, let's start with the president's new threat in the Strait of Hormuz. What else is he saying?
Andrew, the president says he has ordered the U.S. Navy to shoot and kill any boats that are laying mines in the critical Strait of Hormuz. Now, it's important to note here, it is not clear if Iran right now is engaged in mine-laying operations. The regime had previously said that they had done this off the coast of Oman. But also important to note that the United States has been engaged in mine-sweeping operations since at least April 11th. So that has been underway. The United States Navy is not actually operating operating in the Strait. They're just east of there with 17 Navy ships in the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. And at this point, all of the attacks targeting those kinds of ships have been done from air. But this is a new threat from the president. But it, again, important to note, it is not clear during the ceasefire right now, which is now extended beyond 2 weeks, if Iran is actually doing this.
I feel like everything that you just said is a lie. I don't think they have admitted to laying mines, and I don't think the American government has actually successfully conducted any mine clearance operations. So not exactly sure as to where either of these things are coming from.
This type of mine-laying activity.
Following the killing of prominent Lebanese journalist Amal Khalil by Israeli forces on Wednesday, news has emerged that she had received explicit death threats from an Israeli media commentator and retired military officer. In September 2024, she had received explicit death threats in broken Arabic from an Israeli phone number which said, "We know where you are and will reach you when the time is right, even though you're not worried about us. But in the end, we'll take everyone into consideration. I suggest you escape to Qatar or somewhere else if you want to keep the connection between your head and shoulders." After Jeremy Lofredo from Dropsite News contacted the same number for comment, its owner, Gideon Gal Ben Avraham, replied, "Journalists affiliated with Hezbollah are spies for Hezbollah," and said these are not innocent people, then adding other death threats. Journalist Kaylin Goodluck also reached out and received multiple voice messages from Ben Avraham after he claimed he was under attack by the media.
Because to give an intel to a terror organization or trying to customize yourself as a journalist, even while you are doing your job, it's supporting terror. And if you are supporting terror, you know that you need to know that you are destined for death.
Amal Khalil was a correspondent for Al Akhbar and was killed in a targeted Israeli strike in a southern Lebanese village in Bin Jubail while on assignment. She and Zainab Faraj, a freelance journalist, were covering events close to the border. According to Al Akhbar, the two journalists were traveling behind another vehicle when, at 2:45 p.m., that car was struck by an Israeli drone.
I mean, animals. What do you say? What do you say? Yeah, Red Cross was blocked for 7 hours from helping her. She made phone calls asking for help. Khalil was trapped alive under the rubble for hours, having made a phone call to her family and the Lebanese military for help. Kuda told CNN on Thursday. The Red Cross was blocked for 7 hours, and when they reached her after 7 hours, she was already dead, she said. This kind of obstruction of rescue efforts may really amount to a war crime. May really. It is a fucking war crime. It's a war crime to target this person deliberately for doing journalism. It's a war crime from the start. This is why I said the ceasefire is bullshit.
Immediately killing the two men inside of it. Then, Khalil and Faraj fled and took shelter in a nearby house, where Khalil contacted her employers to let them know what had happened. As news spread, the president of Lebanon, Joseph Aoun, called for rescue operations, coordinating with the Red Cross. However, at 4:27, the house where the journalists were hiding was bombed by Israeli forces, and contact with both women was lost. Israeli forces kept targeting the area, making rescue operations for the Red Cross nearly impossible. They were able to evacuate Zainab Faraj, who is currently in stable conditions. However, Khalil's body wasn't rescued until she was found dead. Israel has killed since October 2023 at least 14 journalists in Lebanon, the most recent ones prior to Khalil's killing just last month, and it has killed over 260 journalists in Gaza.
Hi, I'm reporting to you.
By the way, this is why it's fucking bullshit that these guys can cry as much as they want about, like, oh, Hasan said this, Hasan said that. They're fucking slaughtering. Israel is slaughtering, carte blanche, as many journalists while openly saying they're targeting journalists. And the reason why they can say it is because they've gotten away with it over and over again. It's not, you can't live with a malignant force like this in this region, in your backyard. How are you supposed to exist? Israel is making it impossible for you to survive. Nada Makarant Atala says, we spoke to our reporter Zainab Faraj, who survived the triple tap attack that killed her colleague, Amal Khalil. She described how an Israeli strike first hit a car ahead of them, killing 2 civilians, before a second strike targeted their own vehicle, severely injuring Amal. Miss Faraj said she helped her into an empty house where they lay wounded and terrified, waiting for help. A third Israeli strike then hit the building where they were hiding, collapsing it on top of them. Amal was gone, Miss Faraj said, and I was left alone. Throughout the ordeal, the journalist made repeated calls for help, but Israel prevented the Lebanese army and the Lebanese Red Cross from reaching them, informed sources told us.
From Beirut. I can't believe I have to make another video to announce the death of a colleague and a friend of mine. Amal Khalil, who was a correspondent for Al Akhbar and one of the loudest voices of truth here in Lebanon, was executed by the Israeli army in a targeted airstrike in the town of El Tiri. After a drone strike happened in front of her, she was with another colleague and they went to seek shelter inside of a house. 2 men were killed in that drone strike, and when Amal and Zainab went to seek shelter in this house, she was able to reach out to some of the colleagues to...
I need you guys to understand, by the way, this is deliberate. Like, they are deliberately doing this. They're deliberately murdering journalists. Like, there's no plausible deniability. And not only that, but also, what is this Twitter lib claiming to have info? I have information that will lead to the arrest of Hasan Piker. They're fucking joking, man. They're throwing their hat in the ring. I've given money to numerous efforts promising major action against libs that went nowhere. I've become skeptical. Let's see an arraignment. Anyway.
Let them know where she was, so everyone was aware. The Red Cross, UNIFIL, people in the government knew that she was there. And the Israeli army prevented the Red Cross from reaching them with live ammunition and stun grenades. And eventually they targeted the house where they had been seeking shelter. And I want you to make no mistake about this. This was a blatant murder. This was a targeted assassination, and the Israeli army committed multiple flagrant war crimes this afternoon during this incident.
كانت عم تقرب تعبطني كل شوي. الأمل مكتوب بريس والدرع ما في، على أساس هونيك إنه في وقف إطلاق نار، على أساس هيك، على أساس في جيش فوق، على أساس بالوقت اللي كنا مارقين من الطيرة كان في سيارات عم ترجع كمان، بس ما سمعت صوت صاروخ نازل أو أي شيء أبدا.
Yeah, the question is, what exactly does sovereignty mean? What exactly does the Lebanese government expect to get out of negotiations with Israel when they can't even convince them not to violate the ceasefire to assassinate a journalist, when they beg Israel to let rescue workers help her to no avail? What does sovereignty even mean after this? The indignity of having to speak of journalists being attacked and murdered with double-type strikes, and the fact that the Lebanese state had to ask the Israelis for rescuers to be allowed to help them on Lebanese land. During a fucking ceasefire, by the way, which is completely gone. It's done. It's not happening at all. Breaking: Israel's carrying out airstrikes in southern Lebanon as U.S. brokered talks between Israeli and Lebanese officials take place at the White House. They're doing this on purpose. I need you to understand, just like they deliberately targeted that journalist and killed her, they're doing this on purpose as well. This is a flagrant violation of the ceasefire that they're doing in a symbolic manner. Like, they're doing this so that you understand, so that everyone else understands, so that Iran understands that they hold all the cards here, that America cannot restrain them, and that Iran can't do anything about it. Okay?
This is a bitter moment for many people in Lebanon. For Amal Khalil's family, her friends and colleagues, but also for all those who had followed her journalism over the years. Hundreds coming to pay their respects at her funeral, to show their pain at her loss, and to honor her commitment to telling the story no matter the price. Her press vest held up high above the coffin, a symbol of her bravery, and a spontaneous moment of applause. Earlier in Beirut, fellow journalists, media from around the world, gathered to protest the killing of one of their own by Israeli forces.
She was the voice of the South, really. She was telling us about the stories of the communities. She went where a lot of people were too afraid to go. We lost a beautiful human being. We lost a very important woman for us, but we also lost a source of accurate information and reliable information on the suffering in the South and on violations and on war crimes.
Do you think that Israel deliberately targeted her?
Yes, absolutely, because she was threatened lots of times from the very first in October when they started in Gaza.
A year ago, Khalil had spoken on a podcast about the threats that she was receiving.
تلقيت استهداف مباشر على هاتفي من الموساد من الإسرائيليين.
I received direct threats on my phone from Mossad and the Israelis. They threatened me with death threats, literally saying, "We will separate your head from your shoulders if you do not leave the south."
Khalil and a journalist colleague, Zainab Faraj, had been driving near Al-Tiri, currently under Israeli occupation. The vehicle in front came under attack, and the women took cover in a nearby building, alerting contacts to their location. Then that building was hit by an airstrike. Faraj was rescued, severely injured.
There was a ceasefire. That's what we were told. We were told there was an army up there.
The emergency teams then came under fire. It took several hours for them to secure access to the site, and by the time they found her, Khalil was dead. The deliberate targeting of journalists is a war crime. Israel says that it doesn't target the media, but the numbers tell a different story. Look at Gaza. More than 200 Palestinian journalists have been killed there since October the 7th, according to the Committee to Protect Journalists. And the numbers are rising in Lebanon too. The IDF says it is reviewing the incident and that it believes that the vehicles posed an imminent threat. You won't find anyone here who believes that. Nor will you find anyone who believes that Israel will ever be held accountable. Diana Magnay, Sky News.
Yeah, everyone there is right, by the way, because Israel is an unaccountable force. No one will hold them accountable. This is supposed to be a fucking ceasefire to begin with. It's just unbearable to do this kind of coverage on a daily fucking basis where it's so obvious that Israel is unaccountable and gets to do whatever kind of war crimes they want to do with total impunity. And even bringing this up as a problem automatically makes you public enemy number fucking one in the Western world. Lucky for us, the people are aware of what's going on. And hopefully, eventually, we'll have enough responsive politicians to hold Israel to account, slowly but surely. I know it sounds so stupid to say in this very moment, but inshallah, one day, okay? One day, Israel will get punished for all of its war crimes. One day. Hezbollah has announced 4 operations so far today in response to Israeli violations. In their 4th operation, Hezbollah stated that they shot down 4 reconnaissance drones in Mansouri. They just also published this FPV video from the 6th. I don't know what else to say, man. No other fucking country has any motion here, any power whatsoever. It's just so crazy that we just keep showing the world over and over again that, honestly, has the Western world changed that much from the period of the Holocaust? Like, the average German citizen probably had just as much knowledge about what was going on inside of the death camps as like the average Westerner does now. Israelis certainly know, and they love it. Obviously, we know that, right? But I'm talking about like our complicity too. We just look at Arab lives as expendable, as collateral. That's all it is. And then the motherfuckers who are defending this Nazi state in the Western world will turn around and make it seem like you're the villain. They'll make it seem like you're the villain for calling this shit out.
Could you talk a little bit about why your Navy Secretary was fired yesterday, sir?
He's a wonderful guy. I just put out a statement about him. He's a very good man. I really liked him, but he had some conflict with, not necessarily Pete, with some other. He's a hard charger, and he had some conflicts with some other people, mostly as to building and buying new ships. I'm very aggressive in the new shipbuilding, and somehow he just didn't get along with them. He's an excellent guy. I think he would have gotten along great with me. I didn't really deal with him too much, but he's I consider him to have done a very good job. I put out a nice statement about him. You got to get along, especially in the military. You got to get along, and some people liked him, some people didn't, and that's usually the truth about everything. But I found him to be a very good man, and I liked him a lot.
On the war with Iran, how long are you willing to wait until you get a unified response?
Don't rush me, Jeff. Guys like you want to say, oh, so we were in Vietnam like for 18 years. We were in Iraq for many, many years. We're in for I don't like to say World War II because that was a biggie, but we were 4.5, almost 5 years in World War II. We were in the Korean War for 7 years. I've been doing this for 6 weeks. And their military is totally defeated. They're outside of the little wise guy ships. I call them the wise guy ships, the little boats that they have running around with guns in them. We'll take them out too when we see them. But their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, all of their anti-aircraft machinery is gone. Maybe they loaded up a little bit during the 2-week hiatus, but we'll knock that out in about 1 day if they did. We've done an amazing job. Their leaders are gone. Their leaders are all gone. Part of the problem is that, that's why I can't really answer your question. They have all new leadership, and they're fighting like cats and dogs for who's going to control. Because we've created a real mess for them, but they've created a mess for the world over the last 47 years. They've killed a lot of our people. When you see a soldier, a young person, or now an older person, but a person without legs or without arms or with a face that got blown to pieces, most likely it was from Iran. It was Soleimani who I killed. Soleimani loved the roadside bomb. He was an evil.
I think pound for pound, Soleimani has probably assassinated more roadside bombers than he has been responsible for roadside bombs. Like, the dude was a straight up ISIS annihilator, right? I mean, people say he was very ruthless in a lot of the actions in Syria and whatnot, but like, for the longest time, these dudes were working in tandem with the United States government to take out Al-Qaeda militancies, to take out and offer targets for America to strike. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't realize this, but like post 9/11, Iran was like, wait, what? We're a part of the axis of evil. The guys that did this to you, we hate. Those are our #1 ops in the region. And then even after they sent their condolences for 9/11, even after that, America was like, no, you guys are our villains. You guys are our enemies, actually, in the story. They still turned around and were like, we'll still work with you guys because at the end of the day, you're fighting Al-Qaeda. We're fighting Al-Qaeda. What is this? What do you mean? Do not tell Hasan Piker you're Greek. He broke his arm? Oh my God.
Genius. He was a brilliant general. Probably we wouldn't be as far advanced had I not taken him out. That was the beginning of it all. And then I ended the Obama horror show. The nuclear transaction that he made was horror. It gave him a road to the, you call it, I mean, what the deal that he did, the Iran nuclear deal, was so bad. It gave him a road to a nuclear weapon. And I will tell you, I deal with him. You cannot give Iran a nuclear weapon. This is all about a nuclear weapon. They cannot have the nuclear bomb, and they're not going to have the nuclear bomb. So we've taken out their military. We've hit about 75%.
Why is he obsessed with Soleimani? Because he, regardless of how, well, a couple of reasons. One, he's demented, and it's the last time his brain was capable of creating new memories, right? Because it was last term. Two, it is one of the most high-profile assassinations, and it came out of nowhere. It was a huge deal. It was a huge blow to the Iranian confidence. Soleimani was a very important figure for the IRGC, for the Iranian government. So it's almost as consequential as like assassinating the Ayatollah. And given the way that the Ayatollah was assassinated, this one was somewhat more, I wouldn't say it's more significant, but it was like, it came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It was unexpected. Whereas like the Ayatollah one is, you know, this is after the second, this is the second perfidy attempt, you know, like it's it comes after, you know, October 7. When he killed Soleimani, Soleimani was in Iraq, and it kind of came out of nowhere.
Of our targets, we stopped a little early because they wanted to have some peace. And we have a blockade that's 100% effective. And they're getting no business. And as you know, they're not doing well economically, financially. They're not doing any business because of the blockade.
What? You got to stop playing defense for Iran, man. Iran's the reason my cousin got blown during his tour. Your cousin got a suck job, and you're over here complaining? What's the problem? What kind of tour did he go on? Like a musical band type situation? And then he got his penis sucked, and you're over here complaining? That's fucked up, man. What do you want? Your cousin to go on a tour with the band and not get sucked? Doesn't make sense.
They want to make a deal.
Not exactly sure what Iran has to do with your cousin getting a blowjob during his travels, but
we have been speaking to them, but they don't even know who's leading the country. They're in turmoil. They're in turmoil. So we thought we'd give them a little chance to get some of their turmoil resolved. But, you know. And
this is my favorite argument, by the way. It's like, oh, we're giving them a heads up. Like, we're actually letting them deal with their internal strife, you know? Who believes that? Like, if you had the upper hand right now, wouldn't you be striking extra hard?
I hope the fake news, people like you, I hope the fake news are going to be able to write about it accurately, because when you say, oh, they're fighting very well, they're not fighting well. They've been obliterated, Jeff, obliterated. 159 ships are in their Navy. You know how many ships are at the bottom of the sea, Jeff? 159. So You know, and if you read the New York Times, the failing New York Times, subscriptions are way down, as you know. That's because people don't believe the stuff anymore. If you watch...
What the fuck? All of these are about me. And half of them are on the Washington Examiner, which is a right-wing outlet. Oh my God. It's 6 pages of articles he wrote about me. Dude, why can't people be fucking normal, man? What the fuck? Why can't I have normal ass haters, bro? Why do they have to become like... What happens when someone just like... When someone gets mad at me, they can't just be normal mad. They can't just be like, oh, I disagree with that take, but whatever, you know, life goes on. They literally become a villain. Like they just dedicate their whole ass lives to this shit.
CNN, you'd think that they're doing well in the war. They're not doing well. They're getting absolutely decimated. Now, with all of that being said, we'll see what happens. They have a lot of... we have no pressure. It's only guys like you with a question like that about what's your time. We've been doing it for 5.5 weeks.
But sir,
is your administration
it's been 8 weeks that the U.S. now has been involved with Iran. You had initially said it would be 4 to 6
Well,
weeks.
I hope that, but I also took a little break. I gave them a break. And remember this, I want to make the best deal. I could make a deal right now. Do you know that if I left right now, we had a tremendous success. It would take them 20 years to rebuild, but I don't want to do that. I want to have it everlasting. I want to have it where they never have a chance to get it. I mean, the way you asked that question, yeah, I did say it. I thought it would take 4 to 6 weeks, and I was right, because at the end of 6 weeks, at the end of 4 weeks, their military was decimated.
So are you saying
but now what I'm doing, I can't tell you that. I don't want to put that kind of a timetable on it, but it'll go pretty quickly. And we'll have the Strait opened up. Now, right now, we have it closed. We have total control of the Strait. And the fact that it's closed, you know, they would have opened it up 3 days ago. They came to us and they said, we will agree to open the Strait. And all my people were happy. Everybody was happy except me. I said, wait a minute, if we open the Strait, that means they're going to make $500 million a day. I don't want them to make $500 million a day until they settle this thing. So I'm the one that kept it closed. We have total control of it. And it'll open when they make a deal or something else happens that's very positive.
But what do you say to the American public? Excuse me. What do you say to the American people who question how much longer this will take? Obviously, you know that they are having higher.
You're such a disgrace. Did you hear what I just said? Vietnam. How many years was Vietnam?
I understand, sir. But
how many years was Vietnam? Well, I did my end. I took the country out militarily in the first 4 weeks. I took it out militarily. Now all we're doing is sitting back and seeing what deal. And if they don't want to make a deal, then I'll finish it up militarily with the other 25% of the targets. We've hit 78% of the targets that we've wanted to hit. We've knocked out their manufacturing. We've knocked out their missile production. We've knocked out their drone production. We've knocked out everything. In some cases, when I say knocked it out, 70, 80, 90%. It's amazing what we've done. So I've done that within that period of time that I mentioned, but I don't want to rush myself, you know, because every story says, oh, Trump is under time pressure. I'm not, no. You know who's under time pressure? They are. Because if they don't get their oil moving, their whole oil infrastructure is going to explode. You know what that means? Because they have no place to store it. And because they have no place to store it, if they have to stop it, something happens that only Len can explain. Something happens underground that essentially renders it in very poor shape, and you never recover fully. You can recover 50, 60%, but you can never have it like it is right now. And they have a matter of days before that event takes place. So I'm not under any pressure whatsoever. We've never had so much ammunition. Our ships are loaded. I call them locked and loaded. They're locked and loaded. They're ready to go. We have much higher quality equipment than we did when we first started the war. and or the military operation, whatever you want to call it. And they're coming to us. The problem they have is they are very disorganized right now. Well, now yesterday, and I was very pleased with this, 8 young women were going to be executed yesterday afternoon at 6 o'clock. And I asked them, call it a favor or call it just a moral request that they not be executed. And they came back with an answer that they won't be executed. They're going to release, it was protesting. 8 beautiful young women, very young women. And they were, the pictures in the paper. And it's been a story for a little while. And I saw that and I said, let's see if we can save them. And it was very nice what happened. So they're not going to be.
Will any of the journalists respond to him and say, hey, actually, we dug into the story and none of those women were slated to be executed. Many of them weren't even in jail or anything like that. And I think it was like some of them were supposed to be in some of them were supposed to be sentenced for a shorter period, like no executions whatsoever. The AI the AI part of it is they're recreating it. They're recreating the women with AI. But from what I understand, it's real people. Like it's an AI rendition of, I think, real people.
What they're doing is, as you know, they're releasing 4 of them very shortly, and they're going to keep 4 of them in jail for a period of 1 month and release them, so they won't be executed. Yeah,
so if you're asking for more time to sort out negotiations with
I'm not asking
Iran,
you for more time. I'm not asking for them. No, it's not more time. I'm not asking anybody for more time.
If you need more time, does that mean Americans should?
It is pretty wild that you can do like AI photos of like 8 random women and claim that they're about to be assassinated by the Iranian state and then have the president respond to that, though. Like that is, just take a deep breath and think about how unbelievable that is, that this is where we're at. It's not dissimilar to what Joe Biden did when he was like, oh, I saw babies being lit on fire with kerosene. Decapitated babies, like that's where America is at right now. That our heads of state, 2 in a row now, are getting duped by shit that they see on the fucking timeline. It makes it even crazier that Biden got to see all that on the timeline, because I know his ass was not on Twitter, right? So someone showed him that shit. With Trump, at least, like, you know that he's scrolling Twitter, he's doing it on his own. It is unbelievable, though, that the last 2 presidents of both, at the behest of Israel and Israeli interests, have been duped by like clear fucking fake news on the internet. It is, I don't know if it's boomers that like, or is it, I don't know if this is because of like how old our administration is. I don't know what it is, but I do know I don't like it. This is not how it's supposed to be, man. You got entire teams dedicated to intelligence briefings on a daily basis.
The ceasefire for 3 weeks that's already in place between Israel and Lebanon. Of course, it wouldn't have happened without the president's direct engagement. The fact that you have,
I mean, now they're talking about this ceasefire amidst this Lebanese reporter being assassinated by Israel is also extra fucked up. Let's see what happens during the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Also, Ozempic Vance, by the way. Look at Ozempic Vance.
Thank you very much, Sidney.
Thank you,
Clavicular called this guy a gay, R-worded fatso, and he changed he altered the trajectory of his life. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that the motherfucking vice president, this kind of goes in line with the same thing that we were talking about earlier with Trump being like, oh, these are 8 women that are beautiful and must be released. Same shit here. J.D. Vance, not a boomer, is still so unbelievably insecure that he heard a 19-year-old on a fucking podcast go, oh, he's fat, he's subhuman, he's ugly. A 19-year-old who's famous for using hammers on his fucking face, by the way. That's the claim to fame for the guy that you know said he was J.D. Vance was subhuman, and J.D. Vance heard that and went, "Yeah, I am subhuman. I got to do something about how fat I am. Fuck my fat ass, chud ass loser life."
60, 70 years in the making, and today is really a historical day. Thank you, Mr. President, Vice President, Secretary, and we're going to keep going, working for a peace that hopefully we'll get it as soon as possible.
Thank you. He's a very successful man. And when I asked him if he'd like to be ambassador to Lebanon, I said, could be a dangerous job. He said, well, I'm Lebanese. I was born in Lebanon, and your parents have a whole big history. He said, danger doesn't matter to me, really. It's something I want to do. He's very successful. He didn't need this. And I think it's probably more dangerous than you even thought, but you've done a fantastic job. So.
It is an honor for me to serve you, Mr. President, and then I'm going to go till the end.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Likewise, Mike Huckabee. We all know Mike, and he didn't need it either, did he? But he's doing a fantastic
People
job.
are talking about how Spider Cash is not in the room. Neither is Pete Hegseth, which leads me to believe that they're getting fucking wasted right now.
Israel are neighbors, and they want to get along. They can get along. But it's like neighbors who have a rough little kid living in the neighborhood who keeps throwing rocks at everybody's window. And if the kid will quit throwing rocks, the neighbors can get along and start actually working together.
I guess the ceasefire announcement is that it's been extended for 3 weeks.
That is truly bringing the neighborhood back to a neighborhood and recognizing that the problem is not Lebanon and the problem is not Israel. The problem is Hezbollah, the bad little kid throwing rocks. That's what the president is getting launched today, to get that little kid out of the neighborhood.
Thank you. Mr. Ambassador, please.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for your hospitality, for bringing Israel and Lebanon together here in the Oval Office. Israel wants peace with Lebanon, and Israel wants security for its citizens. We're united with the Lebanese government in wanting to rid the country of this malign influence called Hezbollah. And now that, Mr. President, under your leadership, Iran has been so degraded, the possibility of degrading Hezbollah and liberating Lebanon from their occupation is real. So we hope that together under your leadership, we can formalize peace between Israel and Lebanon in the very near future. And we are just very thankful for the opportunity.
Well, thank you, and I look forward to having the next meeting with your great Prime Minister. He's a wartime Prime Minister. With Bibi and with the president of Lebanon. It'll be fantastic. I think lots going to happen. Madam Ambassador.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Trump. Thank you for your leadership, for making sure to be presiding over this historic moment. I want to really say thank you to the United States under your leadership for all your effort to help and to support Lebanon. And I think with your help, with your support, we can make Lebanon great again. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you. I like that phrase.
Sounds nice.
That's a good phrase.
MGA.
Thank you very much. I think we will. Any questions? Yeah, please.
President Trump, Anthony Mushak from MTV Lebanon.
Yes.
First, thank you for having us in the White House for the year and a half. This is historical for our audience as well. We would like to ask you 3 questions. First question, the peace between Lebanon and Israel. Do you think it will happen this year?
I think it has a great chance. I mean, you know, they're friends about the same things and they're enemies on the same things, and it has to do with, I guess you could say, a couple of countries, but certainly it's, if you look at Hezbollah, that's where everybody seems to be united against them. So they are both very united in that way. Yeah, I think there's a very good chance of having peace. I think it should be an easy one. Relative to some of the things we're working on, it should be an easy one. But it's been so many years because nobody focused on it. But Lebanon was a great country. It was a beautiful country, smart people, very brilliant people, doctors, professors, economists, some of the smartest people on the planet. But it got torn apart by different factions and nothing having to do with them, outside factors. So I think it can be brought back pretty quickly.
And when do you think our president will meet Netanyahu here at the White House?
I think we'll do it over during this period of time, during the 3-week period, ideally. I mean, I'd like to suggest over the 3-week ceasefire. If you can do that. Well, we're here. We'll do it in the Oval Office.
And regarding Hezbollah, he's not responding to our government. He's doing whatever he wants. What do you say for Hezbollah?
Well, look, Israel has to, I mean, we're just talking about it. Israel is going to have to defend itself if they're shot at, and they will. I would never say that they can't. It would be nice if they wouldn't have to bother with that, but if something happens, they're going to have to defend themselves, as you know. But they're going to do it carefully, and they're going to be surgical as opposed to beyond surgical. And, you know, there's a lot they can do. But Israel is going to have to defend itself.
And regarding our Lebanese speaker, Nabil Berri reportedly told Prince Yazid bin Farhan that Lebanon will not move forward.
Nobody else is allowed to defend itself.
Saudi Arabia is involved.
Just
What is your
Israel.
reaction to that statement, and do you believe Saudi Arabia must play a central role in a potential Lebanon-Israel peace process?
Well, Saudi Arabia is great, and they have a great leader. And I think that they'd be very happy with this. I haven't spoken to them, I will. This happened very quickly. But Saudi Arabia is going to be, they're great people, a great place, incredible place. I know it very well. But I know the leader very well, and he'd want to see something like this happen. He's a tremendous guy. Okay?
Sir, and make Lebanon great again. This is our slogan on MTV Lebanon. Make America great again. And make
About what?
Lebanon great again is our slogan on MTV Lebanon, that all the Lebanese and our audience are putting hope on you, Mr. President.
Make Lebanon great
Make
again.
Lebanon great
It's a
again.
good slogan. It worked for here. I think it's maybe the greatest political slogan in the history of the world, make America great again. But, you know, we're great now, so I will never say that we won't use that slogan, MAGA. But we have another one, America is back. Where's that hat? Does anybody have it? No, yeah, that's the old one, and then show them the new one. And we're never changing MAGA. I don't have the courage to change MAGA. Make America great again. But, you know, we're great now. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're the most powerful country in the world by far. And we suffered years of abuse by people that were grossly incompetent, like Biden, like Obama. Obama was incompetent. He was a great divider. And we're a great country again. We're respected all over the world. That's why this happened so fast. I mean, it can happen fast. Thank you.
Sir, the funding that Hezbollah gets from Iran, is Iran going to have to cut that off to do a deal with you?
Yeah, they'll have to cut that.
That's a must for you.
Yeah, sure. That's a must, yeah.
Mr. President, apparently there was a Special Forces soldier who was involved in the capture of Venezuelan President Maduro, who was arrested by federal authorities today on suspicion of insider trading and betting on Polymarket. Are you concerned that federal employees are betting on these prediction markets and potentially getting rich?
Well, I don't know about it, but
Ask your
was he
son.
betting that they would
Ask
get
your
him?
son. Ask your ugly ass son, dumbass.
On his removal from office, that Maduro would be removed.
Well, that's
it sounds like
interesting.
he was involved in the operation.
That's like Pete Rose betting on his own team. It's a little like Pete Rose. Pete Rose, they kept him out of the Hall of Fame because he bet on his own team. Now, if he bet against his team, that would be no good, but he bet on his own team. I'll look into it, yeah?
There are also bets, though, that are being placed as well on the Iran conflict, too, and there have been some trackings where people suspect that there's insider trading happening on these prediction markets around the war. Are you concerned
Well,
about
you know, the whole world, unfortunately, has become somewhat of a casino. And you look at what's going on
Oh
all
my
over the
God,
world,
who
in
did
Europe
that?
And every place they're doing these betting things. I was never much
Who
in favor
who
of
did
it. I
that?
don't like it
Your son.
conceptually,
Your
but,
son did that. Your son.
It is what it is. No, I think that I'm not happy with any of that stuff, but they have all these different sites. They have predictive markets. It's a crazy world. It's a much different world than it was. Please.
We talked about the Fed's renovation. Can someone other than the Justice Department find out the things you said you wanted to learn?
Well, could. I mean, look, it's pretty easy. When you look with Jerome Too Late Pell, I have a real problem because he should have been lowering interest rates a long time ago.
Oh, Buttfeld.
And despite that, we fought through it, and we have the greatest economy we've ever had. You take a look, I mean, I don't know what the market is today, but we've broken every record over the last few days. And this is during a military operation or a war, whatever you want to call it. It makes no difference as far as I'm concerned. But we have this unbelievable economy. The S&P has a new record. The Dow is right at a new record. We already broke the record with the Dow. People said it wouldn't happen in 4 years. They said in 4 years it won't be able to be possible to break 50,000, and we broke it with the Dow. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that we're breaking it constantly, even now, during this conflict. Because when we broke it, I called a lot of the people here. I called JD, I called Marco, I called Howard, I called Scott. I said, I hate to tell you fellas, but we have to do a little bit of a detour. We have to go to Iran and make sure they don't have a nuclear weapon. We had just broken every financial record. And the amazing thing is we continue to break them even during the war. Now, fuel went up, but I thought it would have gone up much more. And a lot of ships are coming to the United States, and they're using the United States instead of the Hormuz Strait. Amazing things are happening. And our country is amazing. You know, we don't have an oil shortage. We drill, baby, drill. We are right now producing more oil than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Did you know that? More, and in about a year from now, we'll be doing double the level. And Venezuela's been fantastic. We have a great relationship with that country and with the people that are running the country. And we're taking in millions of barrels of oil, millions and millions from Venezuela. It's been a great experience, to be honest with you, and they're doing a very good job, and they have our backing, okay?
Mr. President, you said that...
Can you just clarify again what exactly...
Here we go, listen to this.
No.
Just clarify. Here we go, here's his bomb.
What have the two sides agreed to here? 3 week ceasefire with the
3 weeks.
leaders coming?
Yeah, 3 weeks. And the leaders will most likely be coming here during that time. And I think when they do, that's a very historic meeting. They haven't met for many, many years, as I understand it.
Never.
They've never met. Think of that. They're next to each other. They're great people, and they've never met. This should be an easy one. Okay? Good question. Thank you.
The Lebanese law, we can communicate with Israel. What we can do about this law? Like, if we talk with Israel, it will be a crime for us as Lebanese. And this is a question on behalf of...
How is it a crime? How?
And the Lebanese law, it's a crime. They put you in
Well,
jail.
I think we have to end that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something we're going to have to end. I'd never heard of that. But that's a good start. It's a crime to talk with Israel. Well, I'm pretty sure that that'll be ended very quickly, okay? I'll make sure of that. And I know Lebanon doesn't want that. We'll end up... will you work on that, please, everybody? That's crazy.
The ship that was captured on Monday, you said there was a gift for the Iranians in it. What was that in that ship? The one from China?
I won't say.
Yeah, well, we have, that's very top secret. Yeah, there was stuff in there, but it's top secret. I'd like to let you know. That's a good question.
See?
That's one of those little questions. Whoa, this is not good.
I won't say it. I can't say it. I won't.
You know that.
I won't say it to you.
What we've done.
Don't believe me. I won't say it.
Nobody gets through, and nobody wants to get through. Nobody's trying. The one tried. They shut out the engine, but nobody's trying. We have complete control. Now they can drop their mines in there and do all those stupid things. It's just going to take longer for them to make money because the mines are going to affect them much more than they're going to affect us.
Recognition that there aren't mines in the Strait of Hormuz, by the way. Interesting.
It's a very foolish thing to do. Just like for Iran to shoot at Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar, and Kuwait, Bahrain, all the different places they shot. Nobody expected that. They thought they'd shoot at Israel, in all fairness, but you didn't expect they'd be shooting at numerous other countries. I think it was a big mistake. If they're putting mines down, it's a big mistake for them, I will say.
He won't say it because he has integrity. Buddy, ever heard of it? No. Yeah, Donald Trump, integrity.
I guess we do the same thing, don't we? With other countries. You know, it's like one of those things, but nothing it wasn't earth-shaking. Yeah.
There's some reports today, sir, that you intend to invite Vladimir Putin to the G20 in Miami. Is that the case?
No, but if he came, it would be probably very helpful. You know, I've said a long time ago, when they made the G8, the G7, they threw Russia out before my time. That was Obama and a certain prime minister from a place called Canada, Trudeau. And I said, that's a stupid thing to do. And I was right. You know, I'd go to these meetings of the G7, and about 90% of the meeting was talking about Russia and what's going on with Russia. And I said, why'd you throw them out? You know, if they didn't throw them out, they would have been much better off, in my opinion. You know, it should have been the G8. But when they threw out President Putin, he was very offended by that. He was, you know, rightfully, but he was very offended by that. I venture to say you probably wouldn't be having these problems if you didn't throw him out. Okay?
So he's not coming to the G20, as far as you're
Not that I know of, but
Because there are senior administration officials being quoted in news reports this afternoon that says the Russians are being invited to at least ministerial.
you're saying being invited as opposed to coming. I don't know of the invitation, but if he were invited.
Yes, he's covering the bruise on his hands
I'm
again.
of the opinion that you talk to everybody. I'm not one of these guys who say, oh, let's not talk to him. You know, there's a war going on. Let's not talk to him. I like talking to everybody. If you're a smart person, if you have control over your emotions and all the other things you need control of, I'm somebody that believes in talking. No, I don't know of that. I don't know that he's coming. I doubt he'd come, to be honest with you. I sort of doubt he'd come. But we're working on trying to get that one solved. That would be number 9. I've ended 8 wars. And that one is, but they continue to fight. The hatred between him and President Zelensky is extraordinary, I can tell you.
Could I ask you a FIFA question, sir? What do you think of this idea of replacing Iran with Italy in the World Cup?
What?
I don't think about it too much.
Oh my God.
That's an interesting.
They're talking about fucking replacing Iran in FIFA
You know what?
in the World Cup.
Let me give that a little thought. That's a very.
I
is that what they're
can't.
doing?
These
They're thinking about
institutions, man. These fucking institutions they're such dog
Could you make a
shit.
statement on that, please? What do you think?
They're
of?
such
There's
cucks.
nothing from the U.S. has told them they can't come. I mean, the problem with Iran, it would be not their athletes. It would be some of the other people that would want to bring with them, some of whom have ties to the IRGC. We may not be able to let them in, but not the athletes themselves. But I don't know where that's coming from, other than speculation that Iran may decide not to come, and then Italy would fill their spot. But if they decide not to come on their own, it's because they decided not to come. What they can't bring is a bunch of IRGC terrorists into our country and pretend that they're, journalists and athletic trainers.
Italy declined.
Sir, is the government going
We
to
would
buy,
not want to affect the athletes.
is the government going to buy a stake in Spirit Airlines?
Unless they're scoring too many goals, at which
Spirit-
point I'm gonna think you're the Ayatollah. I'm gonna put you in jail. Don't score too many goals,
They were
Iran.
going to merge. with
Otherwise, we say you're an IRGC general.
a number of years ago, and Barack Hussein Obama decided it was a bad idea. How did that work out? It's bad for both of them. That would have been a natural merger. Not United and American, but Spirit and the other. We're looking at helping them. We have 18,000 people that live in this country that are great people and great employees, and we're thinking about doing it, helping them out, and meaning bailing them out or buying it. I think we just buy it. We'd be getting it virtually debt-free. They have some good aircraft, some good assets, and when the price of oil goes down, we'll sell it for a profit. I'd love to be able to save those jobs. I'd love to be able to save an airline. I like having a lot of airlines, so it's competitive.
I like having a lot
So
of
we are
airlines.
looking at Spirit. It's in a bankruptcy. It's in bankruptcy court, and we're looking if we could get it for the right price. I'd do it to save the jobs, and we have somebody that wants to run it, do a good job, smart person. And if they run it properly, and if prices come down, all of a sudden it's a valuable asset.
Mr. President,
And they have some very good slots too, which are pretty valuable.
You will visit Lebanon and visit Ambassador Isa to the embassy because we're building a huge U.S. embassy in Lebanon. Are you going to plan to launch it or open or attend it for the opening?
You want to answer that?
Well, we're working on it. It's not done yet, but once it's done, I will ask the president to come and cut the ribbon.
We'd love to have you, Mr.
I
President.
have no objection to that. Go ahead, please.
In the UK today, they've just announced a total of $1.3 billion in return from digital service tax, which you in the past have called an unfair tax on American companies, you know very well. You previously called for investigations, but so far as we can tell, there has been none. Would you call
So what tax is this?
a digital service tax? Is the kind of nicknamed a tech tax or big tech tax that kind of.
You mean they're going to put a tax on basically American companies?
It's already there, sir.
Did you say the UK?
Yes, sir, and they made $1.3 billion last year. So So is that something you would kind of investigate, call for it to be scrapped, have a look at?
We don't like it when they target American companies, because basically you're talking about our great American companies. And whether we like those companies or don't like them, they're American companies, and they're the top companies in the world. And we've been looking at it. UK did it, a couple of other people did it. They think they're going to make an easy buck. That's why they've all taken advantage of our country. They don't take advantage of it. No, we've been looking at it, and we can meet that very easily by just putting a big tariff on the UK, so they better be careful. If they don't drop the tax, we'll probably put a big tariff on the UK.
What they expect, 5%, 10%, something similar?
Whatever, I mean, more than what they're getting. They shouldn't be doing that. That's all that's doing is really targeting. It's targeting great companies, but they're our companies. It's like us targeting their companies, which we could do very easily. But you don't have big companies like that. You don't have those great companies. Not fair.
Because
I have
he
an
steals
obligation.
for his ideology. They wouldn't do this to a white-collar criminal, a carjacker, a shoplifter. They're doing this because he's kind of weather undergroundy, and that's why. But when you read the Bible as much as I do,
yes,
you realize that character is what you do when you know no one's looking. And if this guy had
Dude, you're literally
character,
you have the character of a date rapist, buddy.
And God is always watching.
I love that. It's a 10 Commandment. It's like Harold is here, but he's not, since he's the leader of the
good to be back around the table.
Defend me, Jessica!
I love it so much.
Jessica, my queen, defend me!
Listen, what are we on? Week 4 or 5 of the Hasan Piker discourse, because he showed up at a rally with a candidate in Michigan. He has a big audience. He does this thing. Go on his stream or don't go on his stream. Listen to his interviews or don't listen to them. It's not that deep, frankly, and it's not a defining feature of the party.
But at least we know who he is.
Yeah, and the New York Times is platforming this.
Yeah,
but
put him on the list.
The more exposure that you get to these ideas, if you listen to it and you don't like it, then you at least know that, and you can say, actually, I'm not down with the candidate that he's supporting.
My point is, we're not paying him.
Anti-American.
We're not paying him.
Anti-Americanism. All right, guys, the fastest is up next.
That's it? Oh, fuck, we missed it. We missed it. We missed it. We missed it. Oh, damn it. You're on the list. Yeah, what does that mean? What is this list that he's talking about? That was weird that he said that. How does this feel to watch? I expected my queen Jessica to argue more aggressively in my defense. Stealing is bad, never applies to crypto or private equity or Israeli land theft or Wall Street's mass evictions in the subprime crisis aftermath or the resources plundered in illegal foreign wars or to concepts like time and well-being with mass imprisonment and austerity. They're saying Southern Poverty Law Center is paying everyone, I think. Yeah, Buttfeld also had another comment about me.
And I go back to the contrast. We don't have to defend our racists because we don't know who they are. Because
you're one of them, dumbass. You literally said, I guess we should call ourselves the N-word, Nazi, because, like, remember when he did that? And then he was like, what's up, my Nazi? That was him. Okay? That literally was him. He did that shit. So it's very weird that he's like, where are these races? Motherfucker was reclaiming the word Nazi. Do you guys, someone has to have the clip. Please, let's just watch this tiny man go through the motions. Yeah, and then Kennedy was on the panel and said, Nazi, please. He's a secret groiper. Buddy, it's not a secret.
racism doesn't matter to us when you call us Nazis. Nazi this, Nazi that. You know, I'm beginning to think they don't like us. You know what? I've said this before. We need to learn from the blacks. The way they were.
He also hit that's a hard B. Okay? That is a fucking hard B right there. You know how people say, like, Hasan, when you were talking about Sudan, you hit the hard B. Like, that's the hardest of B's, bro.
Able to remove the power from the N-word by using it. So from now on, it's what up, my Nazi? Hey, what up, my Nazi? Hey, what's hanging, my Nazi?
Nazi, please.
Thank God you did a hard eye there.
Yeah, now he's over here being like, where are our races? We don't know.
You create them. Meanwhile, we don't have to make up your races because you're standing there with Hasan Piker.
He's the most anti-white racist out there.
These guys are right there in our face.
The comparison, hold on, I gotta get. Can you say the victims that they don't exist or whatever? The 23 people who died in the Walmart in El Paso, going to Buffalo, going to the Tree of Life Synagogue, those were all.
That is not part of the. That is not part of the psyop or the false flag. Of course, you're violating the exception.
Greg Buttfelt calling me a racist is so funny. I want a downloadable clip of the Nazi thing that he did. Hard B Brother is the low-key version. What? Federal investigators believe the commando who was involved in the capture of Maduro bet more than 33 grand on the prediction market, Poly Market, just hours before President Donald Trump announced Maduro's capture in January. Oh my God. The level of fucking corruption that is normalized in this goddamn country. I can't download this. It's just a YouTube link. I need a downloadable link. He made 400 grand. Oh my Lord. This is so funny on you. Leftists like Hasan Piker justify the murder of Julius Streicher, a man who was simply a journalist that published a newspaper. YouTube to MP3, lock in, Unk. True, dude. Freaking true, dude. Where's the actual? That's a Twitter video downloader. I need a YouTube video downloader, chatter. Oh God. Yeah. I'm freaking dying. Oh, wait. You got a Twitter video of it. Oh, but that sucks. Use Cobalt tools. Okay, let's download it. Wait, how do you download it? Do I just hit this? YouTube downloading is disabled on the main instance due to restrictions from YouTube cited. Infinite maintenance cost to scale. Man. Fuck it. Whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. I've given up. I don't care. I've given up. I don't care. Check Hoscord. I sent it to you. I don't see it. It's Among Us bussy shaking in Hoscord. That's all there is in Hoscord. Okay? Y'all are fucking lame as hell. At Hasanabi, leave. Don't come in here. Y'all are... Oh, here. Thank you. Thank you to that one chatter who gave me exactly what I wanted. Okay? Thank you. Boom. Did you get a download? I did. Someone in Hoscord did it. It was Vinny. It was this person. Congratulations to Vinny. Good job. Good job. Hoscord is redeemed. But then I see stuff like this. And then I'm reminded that, like, we probably should nuke Hoscord. You know what I mean? I see stuff like that and I'm like, well, might as well just nuke it. Nuke it out of orbit, you know? Unbelievable. Many of you use Hoscord as your only mechanism of socializing with other people. Little do you know, most of those are just sock accounts of me behaving like a Discord kitten. You don't even know that. It's just all the bots that I've unleashed. That's right. All the e-dating that you engage in inside of Hoscord is actually just bots, chat bots that I put out there to make you think that you actually have a real Discord e-girl talking to you and purring. It's not real. I'm being told Hoscord is 24 hours away from obtaining nukes. You mean receiving nukes? I'm going to delete Hoscord out of existence. It's also stuff like this, right? Like, look at this shit. Me booty shaking. Fa. So funny. So funny. Messed up. Y'all have no sense of humor. This is worse than learning Santa isn't real. My kitten is a lie. Yes, your kitten, your Discord kitten is a lie. I hate that you found out this way, but you know. Will you address the inequality in Orc City? No. No, I will not.
Call us Nazis. Nazi.
Put Jeremy on game. Oh, Jeremy Kaplowitz. The weird obsession with Hasan Piker clicks into place when you realize that everyone in politics and media is a lifelong nerd, while Hasan looks to them like a big, strong, scary jock who might shove them into the lockers of their youth. Hasan does all of his fighting behind a microphone. He's been challenged to a real fight many times and he cowers away. I don't know nearly enough about Hasan. I don't watch him to know if he could be good in an actual fist fight. I just think it's pure bully-coded instinct for the nerds in politics and media. Of course, Tony Hrvatska is followed by Sean. Classic. Would you be shocked to find out if I were to tell you Tony Bologna, Tony Hrvatska, Mr. Croatia is a fan of a particular pedophile neo-Nazi who cried after Charlie Kirk got assassinated? Yeah. And that's what he's referencing here. I wish these guys had better people to look up to, better people to promote. They just don't. They're pathetic. Unbelievably pathetic. Which one? Oh, Sam Hyde. That doesn't narrow it down. You're right. I know it doesn't. Oh, did it just end? That's crazy. I went to see if Donald Trump was still going. Yeah, also, Trump announced that the ceasefire will be extended by 3 weeks. Which, again, wasn't asked for by Iran. He just kind of did that on his own. And obviously, the reason why he's doing that is because he's such a good guy, okay? I need you to understand, he's just a good guy, and he felt bad. He felt bad that Iran was having a tough time. That's why he did it. Meanwhile, there is no real ceasefire. Israel has been breaking it. In the post, he says the U.S. will work with Lebanon against Hezbollah. God, the fucking compradors, man. They're so gross. They're disgusting.
But I want to get into one thing right.
Oh, shit. John Kiriakou on Patrick Bet-David. Let's fucking go. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, you rarely ever see GOAT talk like this. Chat, we are in for a fucking treat, dude. Are you ready to be value-tained?
Off the bat. You were on a podcast, and my phone started blowing up. And I'm like, why is everybody texting me this? Look what John said about you. I said, John is about to get on the podcast. So, Rob, if you have the clip, I want to start off with this. I want to address it one by one by one. I want you to cover this for me. So you're on a podcast. I don't know which podcast this is.
This guy backs away from no one, not even a CIA agent, dude. God, he's so fucking handsome. Patrick, I mean. I love him so much.
But whatever it is, I was texted by...
Who's John Kiriakou for us normies? Buddy, normies know who John Kiriakou is. If you don't know who he is, you're probably not a fucking normie. He's a former CIA agent who went to prison for being outspoken and being a whistleblower on the CIA torture program. But he has been fucking blowing up all over TikTok. All over TikTok. Talking about his experiences.
Everybody with this. So go ahead and play this clip.
I was watching Patrick Bet-David yesterday, and Patrick is a hardcore Zionist. He's Iranian. I don't think he's Jewish. I think he's like half Assyrian and half Armenian.
Yeah. True. Hardcore Zionist, 100%. Clock this shit. Clock this shit, my goat. My goat. This is goat talk, okay? Many of you don't understand. This is goat talk, okay? This is goat on goat violence. I have never been so fucking ready to be value-tained. Oh my God, my bussy is quivering. Do you understand? Okay? Did I stutter? No. I did not.
Hang on.
But he's a hardcore Zionist, and not just a Zionist. He is a 1,000% backer of Reza Pahlavi to return to Iran and to
clocked him. Clocked his shit, dude. Oh my God.
Assume the peacock throne and blah, blah, blah. And he was saying yesterday that it's not 60% of the Iranian people who support the overthrow of the regime. It is 94%. And
I don't know when I've ever said that, but okay, let's keep
what
going.
polls are you looking at?
There are no polls. Hang on, let's
there
keep
are
going
no
through it.
polls. You just make this shit up to put your stooge in.
The monarchists are crazy online. I mean,
they are.
I saw they've been passing along the message that Iran only became Muslim 100 years ago.
What?
No, that was 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago, yes. And I get that there are still Zoroastrians, and
So now watch what
I
happens
get all
here,
that.
which is the funniest part.
Elliot Covert, Patrick Bet-David is Jewish? Okay, I stand corrected. I wasn't sure.
You're not Jewish.
No, I'm not Jewish.
But
Okay. Can you really mistake anybody for thinking a guy who glazes Israel that hard, who lives in Miami, whose name is Patrick Bet-David? I knew he wasn't Jewish, But can you really fault people for not assuming that you're like an Iraqi Jew or something, okay? Or at least a Persian Jew. You chose the name Bet David, right? He chose that, right? He didn't actually. I thought he was Israeli because of Bet David. Yeah. No, he's Christian. He converted to Christianity. Like, he's like George Santos, Jewish. No. He is way more like, first of all, George Santos, not Jewish, okay? But Patrick Bet David living in Miami, I mean, come on. Come on.
No, he's not ethnic Persian. He's
What
Armenian,
else is there, Rob?
Assyrian.
Is there anything else that goes on?
Yeah,
or
94% of his friends.
Curious to know, because I want to get all of it out.
Well, that's
I'm
what they
a
do,
big
right?
fan
Like,
of
literally,
yours.
I've been asking online, like
Enough
from
crosstalk, clear comms, Patrick.
these Persian monarchists.
See, this is
Okay,
what I
so
get
where's
for
your
listening
proof,
to
right? You
people
say,
in the
oh,
chat.
everybody wants the Shah back. I find that very hard to believe, considering how brutal the Shah was, and the fact that he was overthrown by his own people. Right? I mean, it wasn't like he was cooed out by any foreign power. Quite to the contrary. So he, but yeah, they literally these Persian monarchists. They do polls of like.
Is there anything else?
And,
or
you know,
no?
I
Okay,
hate
you
to
can
say
pause it
this.
right there. Walk me through this.
Oh, I
And by
owe
the
you
way,
an apology, it
No, but
sounds
tell me
like.
this. It's not. I'm not. I don't want an apology. I enjoy talking to you. Last time we spoke, I think out of the 7 clips that we posted, 3 of them was upset Jews because it was comments you made that were bad against Mossad, and I thought it was very revealing. I thought it was great. But walk me through each of these. Number 1, hardcore Zionist, 100% backer of Pahlavi, and then 94%. Tell me.
Okay, the reason I said that is because of Netanyahu's appearance, number one.
Yep.
And the comments that you've made about Pahlavi, like, why hasn't this guy called me back? I want him on the show. Like, why? He's irrelevant. He's a clown.
Why?
Fucking goat talk. Don't back down. My goat John. Don't fucking back down. Even with the Jewish thing, you should be like, your name is Patrick Bet David. I'm sorry. I thought you were Jewish. That's crazy. Like, I thought you were from Israel. How is that? You live in Miami, big dog. What do you mean? Miami is the most spiritually Israel place in the United States of America.
Hasn't he called me back? I had him on the show 2 times.
Yeah, but when you first invited
do you know
him.
why? Do you know what happened there? He's asking for help. Because the interviewer.
This is so funny. He's like, how can you not come to me, Patrick Bet David? You are asking for help. How are you not coming to me, Patrick Bet David? I can make it happen. Everyone in Iran watches me. They love being valuetained.
The Iranian interviewer that interviewed me is asking me, are you going to help him? Are you going to help Reza Pahlavi? And we're speaking in Farsi and English. And I said, no. He asked me for help. I never heard back from him. But I made some very bad remarks about the guy. Have you heard what I've said about them?
No, I'd love to.
I don't know how you must not know how monarchists think of me right now.
No,
do you know they can't stand me
wrong.
today?
Good.
No, it's not good. I liked his father. I don't think he's a strong leader.
He's not.
He was following.
I liked his father. Why did you like his father? What the fuck are you saying? I liked it when his Sawak forces. They would rip the toenails off of all of the dissidents. I liked it.
His wife was following me. His daughter was following me. Everybody unfollowed.
No.
The monarch.
No. Everybody unfollowed. No. Everybody unfollowed me. That's cold-blooded, Patrick.
Just attacked me because I called him. Oh, it is in shambles with me in that relationship, Rob. Maybe play a clip of what I said on the podcast if you want to play.
Bro, come on. I'm trying to be value tame, motherfucker. I'm trying to be value tame, Patrick. Stop. Also, Kyriakos' assessment is 100% correct. He fucking clocked his ass.
Yeah.
That's a badge of honor.
You're going to leave Iran and go. And by the way, you know what's the biggest thing that Iranian people are saying? Hey, Reza Pahlavi, why don't you go to Azerbaijan and say a few words from there? Come closer to Iran. Show some stuff. He's not doing it. The one thing about Trump, let me tell you
The
what.
one thing about Trump. I fucking love this guy, man. The one thing about Trump. Say what you want about the guy, but he puts his money where his mouth is.
What was very crystal clear about Trump, about Milei, about Bukele, you know what it was? They're willing to do the legwork. They're willing to go out there. They're willing to pay a price. They're willing to drive. They're willing to work their tails off. It's very obvious. We, the market, said, who is this crazy Elvis-looking guy from Argentina? There is no way he'll ever win making out with people on stage. Guess what? He won. Who is this Bukele guy that's in his early, mid-30s? And by the way, let me give you what's...
I like that he's saying Pahlavi ain't shit because he's not like these other even shittier figures. That I personally do appreciate. That is the valuetainment, okay? It's like... Yeah, why don't you be more like Milei, you know, Bukele, you know, Javier Milei and Nayib Bukele. El Salvador is doing a phenomenal job.
It's going to be confusing. I have a painting of his dad in my house, so I'm a fan of his father. So this is not like a...
Yes, I'm practicing live. I'm a fan of his father. I can't do his accent. It's so weird. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. Cause like I can do a pretty good Iranian, right? Like, oh, I am Iranian. I am not Iranian. I am Persian. President Trump. Thank you. Benjamin Netanyahu. Thank you. They say Marg bar America in Iran because they don't understand. We will one day have Cuba Day in Tehran. Like, I do a pretty good Persian, okay? Because I do live in Tehran, Jalise. However, Patrick Bet-David's accent is like indecipherable, okay? Like, he's got a little bit of the thank you, but it's just so, he's just so weird. Bro, reference what he says. He's a fan of his father. PBD was born October 1978. Yeah, I'm a fan of the father. I'm a fan of his father. I was three when he was deposed. But first 3 years of my life in Iran, very good. Okay? First 3 years, suckling on the teat, very good. A delicious breast milk. Once the Shah is deposed, all of a sudden, Islam is coming to power. No more titty milk. No, you're not getting better. I know. It's hard. It's hard.
Bash towards the family.
No, of course.
And so, but this is towards, I was critical of him because for 47 years he's been talking about he wants to have Iran be free, and he didn't do it. And keep in mind, a part of me is, yeah, that's the painting in my house. That's a 15-foot painting. His father's right in the middle. My criticism is of him. But I was watching, and I'm like, why?
That's the best painting of all time. Oh, it's the best. It's the best painting of all time, dude. God, they're inside of like a bank vault, but it's also a library inside of the bank vault. And there he is, Martin Luther King Jr., sitting next to fucking Milton Friedman. In the middle is the Shah, okay? Reza Pahlavi's dad. Okay. Tupac is standing right there, and then I'm right behind the Shah. I'm right behind the Shah next to Tupac. And of course, who can forget Abraham Lincoln? Abraham Lincoln, President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and Albert Einstein. These are my favorite guys. Yeah, and also Sedna for some weird... I don't know why Tupac is there either. No, that's not Danny DeVito, you fucking idiots. No. That's not... You guys are so dumb. That would be even funnier if it was Danny DeVito. No, no. It's not Warren Buffett. No, it's Milton Friedman. It's not Gorbachev. This is what's inside of my incorruptible mind. Okay? That's what it is. My mind is an enigma. I don't even understand it sometimes. I think about it myself and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. I have a crazy mind. I put two socialists, not one, but two socialists in there next to Friedman. Okay? Because you can't ever figure out what's in my mind. I don't even know what's in my mind.
Did somebody tell you I'm a Zionist?
Yeah.
Did you? Who's that?
It was in the chat.
No, but
I was reading the chat.
Did any other influencers that you go and do interviews?
Dog, what the fuck? You are a Zionist. Why are you so offended? You eat Israel's dick on a daily basis. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, Tupac. That's three socialists. And Abraham Lincoln, who was not a socialist, but the founding charter of the Republican Party was about the abolition of wage slavery in the North, chattel slavery, abolition of it in the South. So fuck it, four socialists, actually. Okay? A Marxist before or during the time of Karl Marx. So you could say there's four fucking socialists on there.
But did anybody whisper to you off camera, hey, be careful with Patrick, he's a Zionist?
Yes.
Who was that?
Oh, I don't want to out him like that. But he said, oh, you're going on PBD? I said, yeah. He said, be careful. Patrick comes out swinging on Israel.
Is this a big name?
Yeah, it's a pretty big name.
One of the biggest names? So then I know who it is.
I don't want to out
Was
him.
Is it Tucker Carlson? Yeah, Tucker Carlson.
His family in the CIA before, maybe?
I've got to stop.
Okay. All right.
But I want to apologize on.
Yeah, it is Tucker Carlson. Ah, very good. I know. He's one of my enemies, one of my biggest enemies.
The record, because I was wrong.
Okay, so that and the
You're not wrong, John. Don't back away. He's a fucking Zionist. He is. He does come out swinging for fucking Israel. Ask him some questions, John, about Israel. Yeah, Tucker Carlson. He's my nemesis.
The Bibi side, because you know who's the only person in the world that interviewed Bibi and Nick Fuentes within 30 days?
It's got to be you.
It's only me.
It's got to be.
So you know what the problem is with me, John? This is the problem. The same people that want freedom of speech, that pitch it.
This fucking guy is so funny. He's like, yeah, I interview fascists on both sides. I interview the anti-Semitic fascists and I interview the Jewish fascists as well. As long as they are either in defense of a previous genocide that took place, that they deny it existed, or the one that's currently conducting it, I will talk to both of them. I will do it. Two Nazis. Talk to me. Come to me. If you are a Nazi, come to me. I'm Patrick Bet-David. We will valutain you.
Yeah.
Don't practice it.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? They generally want to only talk to people that agree with them.
This is Cap, by the way. This bitch will not have me on a show. I have unironically posted under his comments being like, who should we have next time on the show? And I straight up was like, me, Patrick Bet-David. I am the #1 fan of Valuetainment. Please have me on. And I fucking ratioed his ass too. He will not do it. There was a point when they actually invited me on, and then literally right like a week before, they said, "Oh, we thought we were inviting Hasan Minhaj on." I'm not even kidding, and I think they did that to fuck with me. Sam Cedar was surprised you've never been on. I know Cenk's been on. Sam Cedar's been on. He does not want to have me on. Okay, you don't got it like that. is ridiculous. Come on, man. Wasn't Anna on? I think Anna literally works for him or something, right? Doesn't Anna have a show with him or something? Yeah. Yeah, see? He will not have me on. And I've been following him for the longest time, dude. Okay. Oh, maybe it's because he's Armenian. Maybe it's the Armenia half that don't want me on the show, you know? But then again, he had Cenk on. Vinny Vito. I think Vinny would probably kill himself if I went on. Or he would just die. He would perish on the spot. He would have a heart attack. Vinny fucking hates me, dude. But honestly, it's all good. I'm still a fucking PBD fan. I'm still getting value-tained on a daily basis. You already know. I'm value-tained every time.
You and I don't.
Yeah, this guy has the best PBD impression.
So Donald Trump is going into Venezuela, and
I
they've
love this
taken the
guy. He's so fucking good. Donald Trump.
President Maduro, and they're bringing him over here. Now, I'm looking at Twitter. Twitter is saying it's because of oil. I'm thinking, okay, let's take that. Who is the big players when it comes to oil? You think of somebody like a Donald Trump, Diddy. You know, when they arrest Diddy, they saying he has something like $50 billion of baby oil in his house, right? Rob, pull up the picture. Pull up Diddy baby oil bathroom, okay? So we're having dinner last night, Casa D'Angelo. Me, Tom, Adam, my son Dilly, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, and we're having these very high-level conversations about it. The owner comes over, Angelo. I say, Angelo, I'm actually curious, how much oil are you using in the steak to make it taste so good, okay? He's telling me this, telling me that. I say, okay, let's take that. When I was in the military, we're going overseas, and what is it about?
It's me, your dog. So sorry I died. What? The fuck?
People is saying oil. So you look at Venezuela, what is it about? Is it because of baby oil, olive oil, or another kind? We don't know.
Nathan, for you joke? Oh. He does such a good Patrick Bet David. It's crazy. Ay.
Agree on maybe a few things.
No, which is
but
why I so
love
enjoy
the
it.
conversation.
Yes,
I love
me
the
too.
conversation because
I love
my
the conversation.
thoughts are, Alicia, just bring it to me. It's totally fine. My thoughts are, it's like, man, I don't know. He's a CIA guy. He must know more than I do.
Oh,
He
no.
has some experience. So I want to know. But
No, I'm wrong, and I apologize.
No, let's go to the other one because I want to clear all of this up. Let's go to the one about when you said 94%. I'd love to know when I said 94%. Rob, can you take one of the language learning models? Matter of fact, why don't we do both of them? Take ChatGPT and do Grok and ask a question.
Take ChatGPT and do Grok. I do sincerely love Patrick Bet David. Like he does bring a smile to my face every time, bro. Every time he speaks. I don't know why his mannerisms are so good. Like he's just such a funny fucking guy. Why don't you do Grok? Vinny, do Grok for me. He also does remind me a little bit of my uncle. I know some people say, oh, he's like a Mena uncle. He is a Mena uncle in many ways. Like the Mena uncle that doesn't know shit, but thinks he knows everything, you know? Classic Middle Eastern unk status. But he reminds me a lot of Cenk as well. He's like Cenk on TRT. Like he kind of looks like Cenk a little bit too. Like he's admiration for America. Reminds me of my Uncle Chunk Weigert.
How do you want to pose this question? What percentage of Iranians don't support the IRGC? What percentage of Iranians don't support the IRGC? Okay, ask the same exact question. So what we'll typically do is we'll ask different and we'll go.
Oh, you asked the Grok. You asked the Grok. Oh, incredible. Another banger tweet about the controversy from Sean. Oh, I already saw this. We already saw this. We want to know. We want to know what the IRGC approval is, and see what we kind of do. This is the research that we do. We ask Grok, and Grok obviously wouldn't lie to me, right? I mean, Grok is directly by Elon Musk.
We'll do our own, and then we'll look at the numbers that's being given. Okay.
Wow.
This is which one? What does it say? Around 80
Grok.
to 92% of Iranians appear to not support the IRGC. Based on available polls, supportedly like them. The direct polling on the IRGC challenge and due to Iran repression, surveillance, and self-censorship. Okay, great. Leaked internal Iranian government poll 2025 commissioned by the presidency, a confidential report found 92% of Iranians hate the regime. And that's from Yahoo, explicitly including Supreme Leader Khamenei and the IRGC, not just specific officials or
so his source is Grok, sourcing it from Yahoo. So he did say it. So he wasn't even contesting whether or not he has said 92%, like he initially suggested. He was like, I never said that. Remember? When John Kiriakou said, he said 92% like support or 92% hate the regime or whatever, his initial response was, I never said that. And now he's actually doubling down that he did say that because he got it from Big Yahoo himself. No investment whatsoever. Also, come on, John. Don't be fucking scared, please. John, you're much smarter than this. You can contest this idiotic sourcing here, please. This is going to be so disappointing. John is getting fucking value tainted. John, it's go talk, but he's not locking in. He's not fucking locking in. Patrick Bet-David is gaslighting a CIA agent that he isn't an Israel dick rider, and he's succeeding. So what the fuck's going on with the CIA? Maybe this is why he went to jail, okay? It's crazy.
Policies. This was cited by Iranian experts and aligns with widespread dissatisfaction. Gammon is the one that I saw. By the way, I haven't even seen the one above that we're reading for the. Go to the Gammon one. Gammon says what? Independent Arts online poll 10,000, 13 to 14 have confidence in the IRGC, so that leaves another 86. And what does it say? Broader regime rejection. Only about 15 to 20% want Islamic Republic to continue. 70 to 80% favor regime change or major transformation. High agreement, 70% with designating the IRGC as a terrorist organization in Iran. Can you go to the, is this ChatGPT or Grok?
That was Grok.
Okay,
This
let's
is
see what
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT says. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so direct IRGC spent
Yeah, John is really a fucking fake demon, bro. You can't be hitting that. You can't turn around and be like, oh, where's this information from? Oh, that's right. That was down the hall when I was a motherfucking the CIA, as a matter of fact. Oh, you're bringing up Iranian International. That's really cool because they use data. When I was at the CIA, this is a Gulf state-backed PSYOP that got all of its fake bullshit from us down the fucking hall. You were literally in the CIA, man. You were in the CIA, John. Push back. Push back. Defend yourself. Why are you letting Patrick Bet-David walk all over you, John? Don't do it.
2019 Maryland poll, 80%. Maryland, Iran poll, so that's Maryland, so you can criticize that because that's from here, 80%. Gammon is the same one. I think Gammon is from Netherlands, 71% of Iranians oppose, 20% support. So you see what numbers we're repeating.
Yeah, yeah.
We're repeating reports that are coming in. So it's not a...
You're right and I'm wrong, and I apologize.
Brother! This does not make any sense. You are a part of the CIA, John. You are the CIA. Jonathan, you are the CIA. You know where the information come from, Jonathan.
No, I appreciate that. And the last one I want to show you, which is crazy, to get this out of the way so we can have our conversation, is do you know who I brought on the podcast who never agreed to go on the podcast with anybody? And when he came in, He was the most suspicious guy here looking at me saying, why do you have me on the podcast? You know who it was?
No, who's that?
The co-founder of IRGC.
No.
That guy right there. Mohsen Sazagara. Okay? Do you know who he was?
How did I miss that?
So check this out. I'm gonna show this for you. So if you go a little bit lower to see who he's the founder of, go a little bit lower, put IRGC,
Fuck.
arrest, blah, 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 blah.
Fuck. The desk was not ready to be. The desk was not ready to go up. I'll be honest. It pulled my monitor. It fucked everything up. I thought the desk was reliable. I thought it could stand. It can't. It literally pulled the fucking monitor. It pulled out the cord. It yanked the cord from the stream deck. It's very fucked up. I gotta ask Grok. I gotta ask Grok what to do. This is where. This is the time where we ask Grok. We say, Grok, what do I do here? What do I do if I put the desk up? No more soundboard. What do I do? Do I make and the Grok tells me, the Grok says, do the sound with your mouth. Okay? So I do the fa myself. A lot of people, they say, hey, this is not very good cable management. I say, Vini, you get your ass over here, Vini, and you fix the cable management. Fa!
Can we find the IRGC there with him and Khomeini?
Khomeini.
Okay, right there in the middle.
There he is.
An Iranian journalist and political. He was the founder of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps after the Iranian Revolution. He was the guy. It was between him and Khomeini that started the IRGC.
Him and Khomeini.
He would do the intro to all the tapes where they would send in for Iranians to listen before the revolution happened to pin Pahlavi's people against him. This was the voice.
Wow.
Then you hit Khomeini. I had him on the podcast. And the claim was that Savak killed 100,000 people. Now, keep in mind, he's the propaganda guy.
Sure.
That's at Savak, which is,
the intelligence service.
Pahlavi's.
And we know the normal number is actually one. He killed one. That's right. Savak killed only one. Pahlavi.
CIA, Pahlavi's Mossad, right?
Right.
At the end of the podcast, I wanted to ask him, it's been 40-something years now. You were involved. Was it a lie that Shah killed 100,000 people? This is not a fan of me.
Right.
This is not a fan of the Pahlavi. He did not come in knowing what we were going to talk about. Look at his answer here. Go ahead, Rob.
Compare Shah with Khomeini. Let me say my judgment now. That many documents have come out. For instance, on those days, opposition claimed that 100,000 political prisoners Shah has.
Love how John has publicly apologized before getting started the real interview. Lamau. John's entire thing is he says what he thinks everyone wants to hear. He doesn't have an ego like that. He makes people comfortable so they're more pliant. And Patrick Bet-David's a goon. That's cope. Okay? John is being a little bit of a cuck here. And it makes me quite sad to see him do this. But I guess he's doing it because he doesn't want the Patrick Bet-David fans to fucking yell at him. Because I'm the only Patrick Bet-David fan that cares about the truth, I guess.
There are 100,000 political prisoners in Iran. That was false.
It was only 3,000, 3,500.
3,000, few hundred.
Right.
Yeah, guy who invented the IRGC that can live in the United States of America. Okay. The IRGC founder that currently resides in the United States of America. I wonder, I wonder how reliable this information is.
As the founder of IRGC.
Shah with Khomeini, definitely, I already said. First of all, his personality, Shah, was a better guy than Khomeini. First. Second, what he did for Iran, because that he believed in, modernization of Iran, was definitely better than Islamic Republic. As I said,
you can pause. I would suggest if you want to watch it, watch it. It's fascinating because it's a little back. I'll text it to you. I think you'll.
Oh my God, this guy, John. You can't have your fucking entire worldview ripped apart by Patrick Bet-David. Come on, dude.
Enjoyed, but these are my positions. My concern is, John, people that have had good relationships. There's this one guy that I think he's the head of the snake, that behind closed doors is creating division and creating rumors and stories about, and he's a very influential guy. Could be the same guy that told you stuff about me. Very heavyweight guy. Very, very heavyweight guy. I think we're talking about the same person. If I tell you I've heard 10 people that he said stuff about me behind closed doors, that's a small number.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. I don't care about your beef with Tucker Carlson, man. What the fuck is going on? Everyone knows he's talking about Tucker. This is a great example of how two people who disagree on something get together and resolve their issues. See, this is a fa moment. If I was sitting down right now and I hadn't actually destroyed, because of Vinny, destroyed my stream deck, okay, I would be using the fa right now at this moment, because this is a great example of a stupid guys who watch the Patrick Bet-David show and go, oh, these two guys are agreeing with one another, and they don't even know about the truth. Okay? Fa is what I would do, but I have to do it with my mouth because Vinny fucked up. Vinny, he did. I asked the Grok, and the Grok said, use your mouth to do the fa sound. He's unbelievable. CIA guy agrees with everything.
Hey there, I'm Harry Anton, and today we're counting down the top.
Oh, I should be doing a Holy Toledo right now. Fuck. All right, I'm lowering it. No, it's fine. Everything's broken. Fuck. Hold on. I got to try to fix these goddamn monitors too. What the hell is this? Okay. Oh, it's back on. Okay, thank God.
Holy Toledo.
Oh my God, for a second. I would die. I would have died. If I had a situation where I couldn't do
Holy
when
Toledo.
I got the guy, okay? When I got the guy, it would have been fucked up, okay? It would have been fucked up. Vinny, you would have fucked me. Okay, Vinny. All right, if you guys give subs, I'll bring back the soundboard. Okay, that's all I got. Show me that you like the soundboard. You were like Iron Man with his suit. How can I unsub? You can't. Raina Jen, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. You already know. Get the Oilers out. Get the Oilers out. The soundboard is a human right. Get the fucking Oilers out. You're sick. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not seeing enough gifted subs. Little B-Stand. That's fucking extortion. This is what I learned from Valuetainment. Okay? He told me Sigma Grind set. Always be on your Sigma Grind set. ABC. Okay? Always be cooking. Okay? ABS. Always be sobbing. And when you got a valuable product that people like, when you got the valuable product that people like the soundboard, you got to sell it. You got to sell it like life insurance, which is what I saw for many years. I have big businesses. I have so many businesses. I love America. America made me so rich. I love it. I love Jesus Christ. I love Jesus Christ and I love America. I was in the military, okay? And the military taught me you got to sell life insurance. You got to do MLM. Write this down. Write this down. MLM, multi-level marketing. It's like marketing, but with multiple levels. Holy fuck. The subs are actually rolling in. Level 7 hype train. Oh my Lord. What? Alhamdulillah.
Holy Toledo.
Level 7. I'll play the song if we get to level 10. If we get to level 10, I play the song. You know the song I'm talking about. It's the song on everybody's minds. It's the song that everybody is listening to. You want to hear it? It's the song of the summer, many people are saying. And I will be playing it if we get to level 10 on the hype train. Inshallah, Hassan Abi will convert Patrick Bet David to Islam. Many people are saying it's Charlie Kirk. Maybe it's the Charlie Kirk song. Maybe it's a different song. I love Reza Pahlavi. All right, we're at level 8. Almost done with level 8 on the gifted sub hype train.
Top 10 key groups that voted for Donald Trump back in 2024, but have shifted against him as he goes underwater. And we're going to start with the smallest movement and build our way up to the biggest movement. And we're going to do so looking at the pure data, the raw numbers, baby. So let's start off with Generation X, which I often feel like gets ignored, right? We talk about millennials, we talk about
Is the lead poison generation.
Gen Z, we talk about the baby boomers. But Generation X was the most Trumpy generation. He won him by 7 points back in 2024. But down he goes now to minus 12 points on the net approval rating. That is a 19-point shift away from Donald John Trump. I dare say he has a bit of a St. Elmo's fire on his hand. I'm sorry, I just love all those movies back from the 1980s. Of course, another key group that voted for Donald Trump back in 2024, in which we saw a similar shift, is men, male voters. We talk about a gender divide in politics. Women vote for Democrats, men vote for Republicans. But now even men have turned against the President of the United States. Look at this. Going from plus 12 points, that was his win back in 2024 over Kamala Harris. And now his net approval rating, minus 7 points. Again, we're talking about a 19-point shift away from the President of the United States. Male voters are saying, That's my Dikembe Mutombo. When it comes to Donald John Trump. Now, an even bigger shift that we're seeing is amongst suburban voters. You win.
Playwright Fox, thank you for the 10 gifted. Modi Maz, thank you for the 10. Yo, it's Stiffson, thank you for the 10 gifted. We are at level 9 hype train at 55%. About at level 10, we are going to play the song of the summer. The song of the summer. Argentina's President Javier Milei. Marx was a Satanist. Marxism is a satanic theory, a program opposed to God's program. Closed presence gifting 100 gifted subs. Tristan John with the 50. We've officially made it to level 10 hype train. You know what's coming. You know what's coming.
Blammo. Blammo. We are Charlie.
Yep. You did it.
In the suburbs.
Song of the summer.
You'll win elections. That's how it works in the United States of America. You look at Fox News polling. Back in October of 2024, look at this. Donald Trump had a small lead, very much matching what he won by nationally, pretty much so. Look at that, a 2-point advantage. But look at this. In the suburbs, minus 20 points now in the net approval rating for Donald Trump, at least as recently as late March. We saw that in the special election last week, right? New Jersey's 11th district.
Hasan Abi, it's oddly impressive how you barely touched the Strait of Hormuz. Yet when you do, you play like you've been secretly training for years. There's no buildup, no struggle. Just quiet, efficient skill that feels almost misplaced. You don't even seem that invested, which somehow makes it more impressive and slightly confusing to witness. You're not just good at monitoring the situation, you're gifted. We have officially, oh God, this is like old school brain rot in this community. Like taking a copy pasta, a chat GPT copy pasta of my gaming skills to praise my gaming skills so you guys can give me positive reinforcement so I keep playing more video games, turning into my skills on covering the Strait of Hormuz. This is peak like 2020 era Hasan Abi community memes.
A lot of suburbs there went heavily for the Democratic candidate by about 20 points. So we're seeing this movement actually show itself down ballot. Now, a slightly bigger shift, but one is very much in the news right now, given the war of words between Pope Leo XIV and Donald Trump. Catholics. This was such a big component of Donald Trump's coalition back in 2024. Look at this. He won Catholics by 20 points. But now, even before Trump and Pope Leo butted heads, Trump was underwater, down into the Dead Sea. Look at this. -4 points. That's a 24-point shift away from the President of the United States. Now, if we're looking at a group that had a very similar shift, remember, back in 2024, it was all about young men, right? Young men moving away from the Democrats, moving towards the Republicans and Donald Trump. Well, they're shifting back again because take a look here. Men under 45 on Trump. In 2024, Donald Trump won them by 5 points. Look now, though, the net approval rating, -19 points. Again, that is a absolutely huge shift away from the President of the United States. We're talking about, again, an over 20-point shift away from Donald John Trump. Now, an even bigger movement, again, talking about groups that traditionally had been Democratic, but in 2024 saw a massive shift towards the Republican Party and Donald Trump. If we look at men of color, back in October of 2024, according to Fox News.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally because of his handling of the economy. And Sahil Kapoor is right. I'm a broken record on this, but Trump's firewall from 2016 to 2025 was voter trust in his handling of the economy, not MAGA culture wars. That firewall has now been breached, and his overall approval is sinking to unusual levels. The reason why, somewhat of a reason as to why he lost in 2020 was because of COVID, because COVID actually kind of cooked his chances. COVID cooked his like infallible record when it comes to the economy. Okay. And yes, this is the vibes that people have over his handling of the economy and also what he has done for the stock market. Americans are unbelievably dumb when it comes to putting endless amounts of faith in the Republicans to quote unquote run the country like a business. Okay. Yes. And now officially he's at his lowest approval rating. Okay. His job approval rating is at its fucking lowest. Huge warning sign for the GOP. Trump's approval on handling the economy has tanked to 30%, falling by 9 points since February before he launched the Iran war. What is this? Oh, this is sick. Hell yeah. PBS is, it's not like PBD. A lot of people come to me. They say, Patrick, have you heard of PBS? I say to them, no, I don't know PBS. I only know Patrick Bet David, PBD. Are you value attained? Rage wants to shower at your house? What the fuck? I thought he was showering before he got here. He's supposed to be here in 8 minutes, but I thought he was late because... Oh, God. He's super late. I know. He's super late. Oh my God. I need to get off this Patrick Bet David shit. Because it's just going to be really awkward if I'm trying to do fucking Chad Vice with your rage while I'm on my Patrick Bet David shit.
Polling. Trump led, although it was within the margin of error, but still led by 1 point. Look at him now. Look at him now, according to Fox News polling. We're talking about Donald Trump, 26 points underwater with men of color.
Who's the second guess? No, we're just doing one guess. It's just me and Rage.
This is a 27-point shift away from the President of the United States. Now, an even bigger shift. How about voters in households making under $50,000? This was a historic win for Donald John Trump. You never really saw this in past elections, but he actually won voters with under $50,000 in income back in 2024. He won them by 2 points. But now you can wave that movement. Adios, amigos. Goodbye. See you later as I channel my inner Jack Buck.
Yes, he can
was an
shower at my
announcer back
place.
in the
Is he
80s
live
and
right
90s
now?
and
What the
early
fuck's going on?
2070s as well. He broadcast for the St. Louis Cardinals, for those of you who don't know. Also did a lot of great national games. Either way, look at this. A plus 2 point Trump.
Oh, you're live and they can hear you. What's good? I heard you want to shower at my place. You want to shave your whole body? Is that what it is?
No. I try to shave my whole body.
I thought you were shaving your whole body for this event.
No, I'm not shaving my body. I just had a crazy workout, first workout in like a year, and I'm trying to take a shower now. I don't know if you fuck with me like that to let me.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh shit! All right, bet. I'm heading over there now.
Okay, so you're live streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm live. I've been live. Yeah, I'm live.
Okay, well, when you're, coming like 5 minutes away, you just turn off the cameras. Yeah, all that 100%. Stuff.
Got you, gang.
All right, perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, bye. That's crazy. He doesn't know it, but I shaved my whole body for this flirt. Can you ask Adam not to do audible blackface, please? Yeah, it's Adam Friedland.
A historic win for him with voters making under $50,000 back.
What about getting Harry Enton on the stream? Yeah, he's going to shower. Harry Enton is going to shower at the crib as well.
In 2024, but down he goes. Look at that. We're now talking about his net approval rating negative 27 points. That is a nearly 30-point shift amongst this key group that had shifted into the Trump column. An even bigger shift, though, is this one. Look at this. We're talking about white men with a college degree. This was a group that was a key pivotal group that, again, we saw a big movement from back in 2020 to 2024, and we saw it in the Fox News polling. Look at this. In October of 2024, Donald Trump had a 15-point advantage over Kamala Harris amongst this group. But look now. Oh, boy, this is no bueno. He is now 16 points underwater as of late March. That is an over 30-point movement away from Donald Trump. So now we've gotten into the 30s in terms of the shifts away from Donald Trump, how far he's gone underwater. Now, you think this is...
Yeah, we're going to shower together, chat, on camera. Yeah, dicks out and everything.
The big one. How about married folks? Married folks, right? Those who are not married, traditionally Democratic. Those who are married, traditionally Republican. But they're not on Donald Trump's side anymore. Take a look here. Okay, it turns out that the marriage of Donald Trump and married people, it turns out that that marriage is not blissful. Not blissful at all. Because take a look here. Married voters on Trump. In the 2024 election, take a look here. Donald Trump won this group over Kamala Harris by 14 points, according to the exit polls. Look at the net approval rating now. Minus 18 points. That's a 32-point shift away from the President of the United States, according to UMass Amherst polling. And I will, of course, note that those who are unmarried are even worse off when it comes to their feelings towards Donald John Trump. So Trump isn't winning married folks or unmarried folks, and I got news for you. It's one of those two options. One of those two options. You either want to be in one group or the other, or wish you were not in either one of those groups. Sometimes I know how it is in relationships. No, I'm not saying anything here. But either way, we're talking about a 32-point shift away from Donald John Trump when it comes to married folks. Lastly, the biggest shift of all, and this one is the true shocker, folks. So if you stay tuned through this part of the video, thumbs up to you. Everyone should have, but the payoff is really big, because just take a look here. Okay, we talk about the Donald Trump coalition, the group that he gained so much ground amongst back in 2016, the big shift away from 2012, white voters without a college degree, white voters with no college degree. And back in 2024, you jump ahead from 2016 to 2024. Look at this. Donald Trump won this group by 30.
This is the nuke. This is the truke. This is the truke. Like this is his base. It's fucking over. Okay. This is why I don't fully understand what the whole ordeal is with like 80%, 85% of Republicans are, you know, saying that they're happy with the job that Trump is doing. Like, it doesn't make sense.
4 points. Woof. Look at an average of the recent polling. Even this core group of Donald John Trump's coalition, he is now underwater with. Look at this. He's now -2 points on the net approval rating. That is a 36-point shift away from Donald John Trump, and that means very bad news, and that is why Donald Trump is hitting all-time record lows when it comes to his second term, and that is a big reason why Republicans are going to be in such big problems in the midterm elections if, in fact, these numbers hold, because a lot of these groups that have turned against Donald Trump will be turning against Republican members of Congress as well. Folks, if you like what you saw here, make sure that you leave a comment underneath, because that way I can know what I should be covering.
Oh my God. Harry, first is the Calci. First is the Calci promo. Now is the fucking demanding comments. I mean, come on.
Holy Toledo.
There's an art to what you were doing in the past. And yet, Democrats have spent about 2 years openly at war with their own base on the most high-profile foreign policy issue since the Iraq War, and they wonder why their enthusiasm is lagging even while Trump becomes historically unpopular. New YouGov poll finds a majority of Democrats and a plurality of all Americans support decreasing or stopping all military aid to Israel. Just 4% of Dems support increasing military aid, the official position of the party leadership. Military aid in this latest YouGov Economist poll. Military aid to Israel. Do you favor the U.S. increasing or decreasing military aid to Israel? Okay. This isn't just the Democrats. This is total? Total is 11%. From all adult citizens? Wait. MAGA supporter, 2024 vote, party ID among Dems. Stopping all military aid to Israel is at 35%. It's the highest percentage, is the plurality. Decreasing is at 21. Maintaining the same amount is at 19. Increasing military aid to Israel amongst Democrats is at 4%. Increasing for independents is at 8%. And total stop of all military aid to Israel is at 25% amongst independents. Even the Republican plurality is on maintaining the same amount of aid to Israel. There's still a long way to go, but, you know, it is pretty fucking crazy. stopping all military aid is among white people is at 21%. Maintaining it is at 30%. That's across the board. Some of these are Big Yahoo done did it again. Holy Toledo. Holy Toledo. My mom is a hyperlib and is finally saying anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. Let's go. Is your mom a fan? YouGov poll also found that just 7% of Democratic voters say they sympathize more with the Israelis, and 2/3 have an unfavorable view of Netanyahu. President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. We should poll think tanks and PACs. I think it would be more informative. Yeah, if you want to understand why Democrats are doing what they're doing, then yeah, only poll the think tanks and only poll the PACs. Fourth Hasan segment of the day, a
disturbing trend. Copycats inspired.
CBS is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. Tomorrow's news today.